Hello YouTube. Hope everybody's doing well on this beautiful, bright, sunshiny day. At least it is here. It's about, I don't know, about 65 out, sunny. It's just gorgeous. I was out walking. I'm up to about 2 miles a day, and I figure that's pretty good considering I couldn't even get out of the chair hardly at all without being in pain. I guess about 8 months ago at this point, so really feeling good. Just to remind everyone, here's where we started. That was probably about 130 pounds ago at this point. Had a physical, not this past Monday, but last Monday, and I had lost 125 then. And for those of you that diet or anything like that, you know that you don't lose in a straight line. You lose, you hit a plateau, you lose, you hit a plateau. And I think I just hit another down slope because it feels like I went up another belt notch. But doing pretty good, and had the best physical, they said, that I've ever had. So I'm just keeping on, keeping on. Tink, you better be careful. There's a really sharp knife on the end of that blade vise. You better not hit it, little girl. You will regret it. But she's got to check everything out. Well, let me, I'm going to adjust this camera down here. And this is actually what we're going to be showing today. A couple things. I've got a knife in here that I'm working on. We're going to cover and show you. This is a Phillips blade vise, and man, do I love it, and I'll show you why now. Give me just 1 second to readjust, and we will get it pulled in here for you. How about that? Alrighty, let's try that. For those of you that don't know and haven't seen, if you look at Scott Williams, Wessex Blades in England, he was the first one to receive his. These were conceived, designed, and built by RDP in Australia, Rob Phillips, and he really thought it out, and he really did a good job on these, and they're really nice. Let me take this portion out just for a second, and this piece, and if you look right down there, you can see a nice hand-hammered brass logo plate that he put on, and it says Rob D. Phillips Maker. Pretty cool, I think. And he is selling the plans for these, the exact measurements, exactly how to make them, exactly how he did it on Gear Bastion. And I will provide a link to that for you. So if anyone's so inclined to build one of these, you can do so. And he's taken all the guesswork out for you. He's got all the measurements. He can tell you exactly what you need. And he had these powder coated. And where I'm building one, I think that's exactly the way to go. It's so much more durable than just paint. Right now I have it set up like this for a knife with a handle on it, and this happens to be one I'm doing for Roman Legionnaire. It's one of Kylie Harris's Thrives, and this is going to get a full mirror polish. I've got all the really rough grind marks out and got a nice satin finish. And so this afternoon, after I finish this video, I'll be going down through the various sanding grits. And I have 2 large knives and I'm sorry I forgot the guy's name, but I'm sure you'll know who you are. I'm making sheaths for those, and I'm also modifying one of his knives. I'm doing that right now too in conjunction with this. My hand is much better. Really feels good. I can digitize and do all the fun stuff again, so I'm getting on it. Getting back to this, it comes with, and let me just pull this out for now. And what I did there, because the handle is so thick, I put just one of the vice jaws, if you will, in there, and then put wrapped up paper towel on the bottom to keep from damaging the knife. And it comes with these two jaws made of wood. They have rubber inserts to keep from damaging your workpiece. And they're adjustable over a really wide range of blades. And there's a steel strip on the top to tighten your top clamp on without damaging anything. So if you're working on a blade that hasn't been done yet, for instance, this what's left of it, this was one of Sandy's knives, and if you go back through his videos, you'll see he took this very knife in its full-size configuration, and without a handle on it, he built it strictly as a test knife, and he takes a sledgehammer, bangs it into a big old stump, and then proceeds to try and break it. And he couldn't do it. He knocked the stump all over the yard, but he couldn't break it. And I was really impressed with that, and I said, Sandy, would you please send that to me? And I went ahead and I told him I was going to. I tested it to destruction, and what it took to break this thing was just ridiculous. I finally had to chuck it up in a vise and then take a full-size sledgehammer, and finally managed to break it. But the grain structure, when I looked at the end, was just perfect, fine, and I told him whatever he's doing for heat treat, he's got it nailed. And but it's still useful, and I use it on my workbench. I made a sheep's foot out of it. I went ahead and ground an edge on it, and what I use this for is on traditional pocket knives is to split. I put it on here like that the knife's under there, and then I hammer it through and split the nickel silver pins to take the knife apart to be restored or whatever I'm going to do with it. And so it still lives and works and is still a useful tool. So Rob's vise comes with a base. There's 4 holes in it, so you can permanently attach it. Because I have a workshop upstairs and then a workbench, a workbench upstairs and a workshop downstairs, I just clamp it, put it on the edge of the table and clamp it. But this is your base, and this upright goes in the base, and of course you can turn this in any direction, lock it down, and it's self-centering. Once you lock it down, it's not going to move anywhere. And you don't, one thing I like about this, you really don't have to put a huge amount of pressure on this to make it hold. I mean, it's just rock solid, and that's a real plus. Then our cylinder goes in there, and obviously we can lock that in any position we want here, and we lock the blade in here. So let me turn this around, and let's put this in here, and I'll show you why I just love this thing. This is going to save me a ton of time. Let me tell you what, on the knife I'm doing for Roman Legionnaire, it was a real eye-opener. So I've got it in there, it's locked in good and tight, and now I'm going to lock it in here, and if that's bolted down, this just, you know, I can't hold it obviously, or excuse me, I don't have that locked there, and it's just, it's not going to move anywhere, it's just totally rock solid. What I like about this is, especially if I'm doing a blade that's already ground, it's at an angle. And if you were, say to clamp this down here on the table, which is low in an awkward position anyway, this is always at an angle. It's not very acute, but when you're doing a lot of sanding and finishing like I do, even that small amount where you have to hold your hands like this, you'd be surprised what that does to your shoulders versus having them perfectly level. So with this, all I have to do is loosen it here, turn it until this edge is level on this plane, lock it down, and now I can take my sanding or whatever and pretty much have my shoulders square to the work. It's up at a comfortable height that's not too low where I'm stooped over, and it's just a pleasure to work with. Then if I want to change the angle to work on the back, just turn it, lock it again, ready to go. And you can imagine this turned around with the handle sticking out when you do a handle. If you do a lot of fine finishing, or just even rasping a wood handle into shape, no regular vise comes anywhere close to this, where I can turn that. And in fact, let's go ahead and turn this around, and we'll take this one out, and we'll just pretend that we're going to work on the the handle of this Thrive. And so we can lock that in good. And then I can set this, say that I wanted to file this at an angle. I can set that at the perfect angle to work on it. Do my filing in here. I can change it very small increments. I can go anywhere I want. Full 360 degrees around there. And oh boy, is it handy. And for doing finishing on this, you can get so much more pressure. I can get it dead straight. It's just a wonderful tool. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's the update for today. And again, I'll put a link to this. It's wonderful. I mean, you really may want to go ahead and, especially if you do a lot of finishing, it probably will cut the time it takes me to do a handle or polish out a blade by at least 1/3. When I started doing this Thrive, I was just stunned at how much faster it was. My old way of doing it, I had an old strop that I would put on the table, put sandpaper over it, put a clamp on it, and then I would do it this way. And I thought that was pretty good and fast until I tried this, and this is just light years quicker. And I'll probably have this knife done, well, by Saturday at the very latest, probably Friday. It's just so quick to be able to use this, because you just turn it wherever you need it. Not only can you turn it this way, like this, but I can also turn this axis this way, virtually any position you want to put it in, and you never have to move your chair. Wonderful piece of kit. Rob, I can't thank you enough for this. It's just amazing. I really, really like it. It's going to save me just hours, guys, just hours, and it will you too. And there's nothing like trying it. Once you've used one a little bit, you just absolutely love it. So I've got some other stuff coming up. I got, oops, it's not there. I took it out and used it. But I have a shear gar off that I got from Smoke Eater 908, and I really like it. It's as good as they say they are, and I'll be doing a review on that pretty soon. I've got some other ones in between that I got, and a couple pretty special ones. One in particular, I think if I do my part, it's going to be one of the prettiest knives that I own, and I think it'll rank up there with just about anyone's, unless you get into the real deal people, like Buster Wawrinski or somebody like that. You know, it's not on that level, but it's really nice, really nice. So take it easy, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and also in the near future, we will be doing a weight loss video, and I want to show you guys and explain just what I did, what I found out, and how I'm losing the weight and why it's so much easier this time than it ever has been in the past. So that's it, guys. Everyone take it easy, and we'll talk to you later.